Everyone believed Olivia Carter had the perfect life. At 28 years old, she lived in a modern apartment in New York City, worked at a successful marketing company, and had thousands of followers online who admired her lifestyle. Every morning, she posted pictures of expensive coffee, beautiful sunsets, fancy restaurants, and smiling selfies with flawless makeup. People always commented, "You are living the dream," or "I wish I had your life." Olivia replied with heart emojis and smiling faces, making everyone believe she was truly happy. But none of them knew the truth. None of them knew about the second side of her life, the side hidden behind closed doors. Every night after work, Olivia returned to her apartment completely exhausted. The smile disappeared from her face the moment she stepped inside. Her beautiful apartment looked warm and luxurious in photos, but in reality it felt cold and empty. She would throw her bag onto the couch, take off her heels, and sit quietly near the window, staring at the glowing city lights below. Outside, New York was full of life. Cars moved endlessly through the streets. People laughed inside crowded restaurants, and music echoed through the night air. But inside Olivia's apartment, there was only silence. She felt painfully alone. Her job demanded long hours, endless meetings, and constant pressure. Most nights she returned home with headaches, tired eyes, and barely enough energy to eat dinner. On top of that, she was drowning in debt because she spent too much money trying to maintain the perfect lifestyle people admired online. The expensive clothes, luxury dinners, and weekend trips were mostly paid for with credit cards she could barely afford. Still, Olivia kept pretending because she feared people would stop admiring her if they saw the truth. One Friday evening, Olivia sat across from her boyfriend, Daniel, at an expensive restaurant. Candles glowed softly between them while quiet music played in the background. Daniel barely spoke during dinner because he was too busy scrolling through his phone. Suddenly, he looked up and asked casually, "Can you smile for one picture?" Olivia forced herself to smile while he took the photo. A few minutes later, he posted it online with the caption, "Date night with my beautiful girl." Almost instantly, comments flooded the screen, calling them the perfect couple. Olivia stared at the post, feeling emptier than ever because she knew the truth. They barely talked anymore. Their relationship had slowly become another performance for social media, built on pictures instead of real connection. When Olivia returned home that night, she stood silently in front of her bathroom mirror and looked carefully at herself. Without makeup, she looked pale and exhausted. Dark circles rested beneath her eyes, and sadness filled her face. For the first time in years, she whispered honestly to herself, "I don't think I'm happy anymore." The words shocked her because they were the first truly honest words she had spoken to herself in a very long time. The next morning, Olivia ignored her buzzing phone filled with work emails and notifications. Instead of going to work, she left her apartment and walked slowly toward the elevator. In the hallway, she noticed an elderly woman sitting quietly outside the neighboring apartment. The woman smiled warmly and asked, "Long week?" Olivia laughed tiredly and nodded. Then the woman softly said, "My husband used to say people live with two sides, the side everyone sees and the side they hide while trying to survive." Olivia froze because the words felt painfully true. The woman looked at her kindly and added, "Sometimes the happiest looking people are carrying the heaviest pain." Those words stayed in Olivia's mind for the rest of the day. That evening, Olivia sat alone in her dark apartment while rain tapped softly against the windows. For the first time in years, she stopped pretending. Suddenly, all the pressure and loneliness she had been carrying exploded inside her. She cried harder than she ever had before. She cried for the stress, the exhaustion, the fake smiles, and the person she used to be before her life became about impressing strangers online. There were no cameras, no filters, and no pretending anymore, only honesty and pain. The next day, Olivia made an unexpected decision. She called work and took a personal day for herself. Instead of checking social media or answering emails, she spent the entire day walking through the city alone. For the first time in years, she truly noticed the world around her. She watched children laughing in the park, musicians singing in subway stations, and elderly couples holding hands while crossing busy streets. These small moments felt more genuine and beautiful than anything she had ever posted online. As the sun began to set, Olivia sat beside the river watching golden light reflect across the water. For the first time in a very long time, she felt calm, not completely healed or perfectly happy, but peaceful and honest with herself. Over the following weeks, Olivia slowly began changing her life. She stopped posting fake happy pictures every day. She stopped buying expensive things just to impress people online. She started cooking simple meals at home and spending quiet evenings reading books or listening to music. Eventually, she ended her relationship with Daniel because both of them knew it no longer felt real. At first, Olivia felt scared without the perfect image she had built for so many years. But slowly, she began feeling lighter and freer. One evening, she posted a simple photo online without makeup or filters. In the caption, she wrote, "Sometimes people who look happy are struggling silently. I've been pretending for a long time, and I'm finally learning that it's okay not to be perfect." Olivia expected judgment, but instead, thousands of people responded with honesty. Many admitted they were struggling too. Successful people, smiling people, and confident-looking people shared their own hidden pain. That was when Olivia finally understood an important truth. Almost everyone has two sides in life. One side the world can see, and another side they hide deep inside. Some people simply become very good at hiding their pain behind beautiful smiles. Months later, Olivia met the elderly woman in the hallway again. The woman smiled warmly and said, "You look different." Olivia smiled softly and replied, "I finally stopped pretending." The woman nodded proudly. That is one of the hardest things a person can do. Years later, Olivia still lived in New York and still faced difficult days sometimes, but now her life felt real. Whenever she walked through crowded streets filled with strangers, she remembered something important. You never truly know what someone is silently surviving behind their smile. Sometimes the strongest people are the ones fighting battles nobody can see, and sometimes the bravest thing a person can do is stop pretending they are okay and finally allow themselves to be real. If this story touched your heart and reminded you that everyone is fighting a hidden battle, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.